Hey guys, Paul here with VHScollector.com, here to bring you another Blu-ray review, and today we are talking about Warlock Moon. But before we get into the review of this awful movie, I want to remind you guys that we have a crowdfunding campaign going on for the rebuilding of VHScollector.com. So we're going to rebuild the website from the ground up using the same databases and adding some cool features. I also have about 20 or 30,000 more VHSs to add into the database, so please contribute. It's a great cause. We're preserving a piece of our cultural history. So check out the link below or the link to the side or wherever it is, and if you can, contribute. So Warlock Moon from Code Red. So the first time I saw this movie was from this DVD from Shriek Show. Now look at this awful artwork here. It's just hacked together from Photoshop, it looks like. I mean, I guess this wasn't cool enough. And I agree, it's not really that cool. But it's part of the film's legacy. This is the theatrical poster. Now, Code Red decided to go with this artwork, but they had another option. They had the VHS cover. Look at that. That's kind of corny as well. It looks like it's done with like colored pencils. But, you know, they're both kind of silly, right? I don't know. I guess it's up to you to decide which you would pick. I kind of like this one. But I wish Code Red made a reversible cover. But anyway, let's get back to this. The Shriek Show DVD before we get into the Blu-ray. So like I said, this is the first time I've seen this movie years ago. I've only watched this once or twice, at least twice, because this Joe Bob Briggs commentary is really cool. So if you're upgrading to the Blu-ray, don't throw this away. Keep it for this Joe Bob Briggs commentary because he is hilarious. He's also a sort of film scholar. I mean, he does so much thorough research on the films that he's commenting on. And a cool thing about Joe Bob Briggs is he truly loves these movies, as awful as they are. This is definitely worth picking up just for this. This has no other features. It has an introduction, which is about 5 or 10 minutes from Joe Bob Briggs, which is cool, and his commentary track. In it, he actually theorizes that William Herbert, the name of the director, is a pseudonym for a big wig Hollywood director. Forgot which director he names, but this is actually directed by William Herbert. He never made another movie. It also has a alternate opening sequence on here. I watched it a few times, did not notice any significant difference between the alternate opening sequence and the opening of this movie. So whether there's something there, I don't know. I guess there is. The only difference that I noticed is that the alternate opening sequence doesn't have any sound to it. Like I said, if you're upgrading, still hold on to this. In fact, what I did was took the Blu-ray and got a 2-disc case and put the Shriek Show DVD in the 2-disc case with the Blu-ray. Right now the Blu-ray is actually my Blu-ray player, but this is the first home video release, as I think I might have mentioned already, with this corny artwork. Now this is a quite a collector's item. I remember when I first started collecting VHS 10 or so years ago, this was pretty much a sort of holy grail of VHS collecting. And part of it was probably because this film is shrouded in so much mystery. But this was released about 3-4 times from Unicorn Video. This is one of their later releases because, as you can see, it's a wraparound cover there. Now the early ones, the artwork is encased in the cover itself. And I have a ton of those, but unfortunately my Warlock Moon isn't one of them. Now they released this in 2 languages, English, and they released it in Spanish. So there are 2 versions of the encased artwork release. There's one which uses this artwork with a sticker that says en Español. And then there's another one which actually has the title Warlock Moon written in Spanish. That is quite rare. Yeah, I don't see that often at all. I've only seen maybe 1 or 2 pictures of it on the internet, but it does exist. It's a rarity. So I think it's interesting that this even has a Spanish version. I don't know if this had a big Spanish market. A lot of these early slashers didn't really have a market in the Spanish-speaking communities out there, but somehow this schlocky film has a Spanish dub. I just find that incredibly interesting. So if you ever come across this, you definitely want to get it if you're a VHS collector. I don't know really what it goes for these days, but it must go for at least $100, even with the new Blu-ray out. So, and also, like I said, this artwork is something, you know. And another interesting thing about this, and I haven't seen anyone else mention this anywhere before. I was watching Seinfeld. They're in a video store, and on the back wall is this Warlock Moon from Unicorn Video. It's there, and I couldn't believe it. But let's get back to this. So Code Red brought us the Blu-ray, as you see here, and some people might have noticed it has that Shout Factory logo there. I don't know all the specifics of the deal, but I'm assuming that Shout Factory licensed out a catalog, and Bill over at Code Red really wanted this title maybe, and he sub-licensed it from them. That's what I'm guessing. Let's look at the features here. We get a brand new 2K scan of the original Interpositive, and we get a bonus HD scan of the only surviving TV elements. Also, what we have is an audio commentary with stars Joe Spano and Lori Walters. Now, these are two people who have been in theater and lots of television. With them, we also get on-camera interviews. How does this print match up to the DVD? Honestly, there is not a lot of detail in either of these versions. This is a little bit better. Of course, it's on Blu-ray. It's a new scan, like it says, it's in 2K. But the film was shot in 16, it feels like. I don't think it's shot in 35. It's a very soft picture. The colors are very flat. It's a clean print when you compare this print to the DVD, but the detail is still not there. It's a little bit more than the DVD for sure, but you're not getting much more. But you're getting these features, so I'm glad that we're getting these features on here. But unfortunately, it's not much more. Now with the bonus HD scan from the television prints of the movie, you're getting about 6 or 7 extra minutes. I don't really know exactly what it is. I didn't compare it. I'm guessing it's not gore and just dialogue. Now, despite finding the two main actors for this movie, Joe Spano and Lori Walters, it's still shrouded in quite a bit of mystery because they don't remember much from this movie. It's funny because Lori Walters is watching the movie and she's actually in the movie twice, once as a ghost, and she's shocked watching it in the commentary because she just doesn't remember ever portraying the ghost. It's kind of funny. In the interviews, they're quite brief. There's just not much more to add to them. Most of the interviews, them talking about their career before and after the movie. Not much is known about the director. The people involved with the DVD or the Blu-ray cannot find this William Herbert. It seems like the person who edited together the interviews on here loved that pool sequence in the movie where Joe Spano is doing some improv in the pool. They kind of wear it out quite quickly. The movie itself, I don't really like it. Some people like it. It's quite slow. It has some interesting little moments in it, but otherwise, I don't know, there's just not a lot of substance there. It's just really slow. The music isn't very memorable. Kind of has a feel, I guess, to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And Joe Bob Briggs actually makes that comparison because there's a backstory where...
But when Tobe Hooper was doing the final edit on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, he heard that another movie with a very similar plot, an eerily similar plot, was about to come out, and he went into an absolute panic. And that movie was Warlock Moon.
This has a title like Warlock Moon, whereas the Texas Chainsaw Massacre had the title of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You can't beat a title like that. So that's, I guess, Warlock Moon. I would say I always get these Code Red Blu-rays, even despite all the technical errors. And speaking of which, I just remembered there is a typo again on a Code Red Blu-ray. I wonder who does the quality control over there. Who's making this cover art? The production company is called A Sweet Blindness. This says A Seat Blindness. I don't know if I can get it to really focus on there, but there's a typo. If you look at the small credits on the back of the case there, they spell sweet, S-E-E-T. So another typo. I've never seen a company have this many typos before. It just boggles my mind. Oh, I must say that the menus for the new Code Red titles are awesome. They're really cool. I'm still traditional in the sense that I like to have the special features on their own menu. I think it's kind of lazy to just kind of slop everything onto one menu, but I will say that the new ones, the new menus look really cool. They're animated. I saw the menu for the dark, which is really awesome. I guess that's it with this one. I'm going to do a lot more reviews. I'm going to do some VHS reviews. I have a stack right here, but you can't see. It'll be a surprise. I try to find really weird stuff too now. I'm not just trying to stick with horror, although it's mostly horror. A lot of obscure stuff that has not been on DVD and Blu-ray, although it's getting harder to find that stuff. So yeah, so this has been Paul with VHScollector.com. Check out the crowdfunding campaign and stay tuned for more reviews. See you guys next time.